It's my pleasure to have with me today Stephanie Blythe, mezzo-soprano, who's singing the role of Ulrika, Madame Arvidson, in Un ballo in maschera.
Yes,
Welcome.
thank you so much.
Good to have you back. I have to let the audience in on just a little bit of a secret. This is take 2. There's film in the camera this time.
Excellent.
First of all, after a long time, your presence in the opera world at the Met, Seattle Opera just up the coast. We've heard about you for such a long time, but this is the first time we're having you, which I think is
wonderful.
So exciting.
I'm thrilled to be here.
And thank you for being here.
No, not at all. It's a very, very lovely, open, familial house.
Yeah.
You know, clearly everyone here has one goal, and that is to produce the best opera. And the way you do that is you make sure that everyone is in a situation where they can do their best work.
And happy.
Yeah, that's the secret, isn't it?
Exactly. First of all, let's talk about Madame Arvidson.
Sure.
This is one of those challenging, big mezzo/contralto roles of Verdi. How is it different from the other similar roles, like Azucena, Amneris?
Well, it's shorter.
We like that.
I like to use the word economical.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of bang for your buck in a very, very short amount of time, which is wonderful. I mean, I think that probably the Verdi role I've performed more than any other part, actually, in the whole course of my career would be Mistress Quickly. And the whole role of Quickly probably doesn't add up to the one, in terms of singing time, it doesn't equal the one scene that Arvidson has. So it's a lot of music in a very short amount of time. And also what's wonderful about this role is that I get to interact with every single character.
That's right. Scene. That's right. You said that in take 1.
In take 1.
and I had to think about that for a minute, but you're absolutely right.
No,
every principal character is in that scene.
That's absolutely true. Even you get a little Renato right at the end.
Yeah.
And it's very and very poignant, obviously, when he comes in. But the character is very, very well delineated, and she's an exciting character. And musically, she's exciting. Musically, it's a very interesting part because Verdi wrote it in such a way that you understood that she's in the story, but not quite part of the story. Because he's constantly writing her music off the beat.
Yeah.
And so you always feel that there's something a little different with her. And of course there is something different. She's sort of otherworldly. And whether you believe that she truly is clairvoyant or that she's just really in tune and has great instincts and great intuition,
well,
who knows?
Doesn't Verdi love those offbeat characters?
Of course he does.
Rigoletto,
sure.
Azucena,
Yes.
Ulrika, Lady Macbeth.
Sure.
He pours so much music into those characters to really define them.
But that's the word, the operative word. He uses the music to tell you who they are, and that's what really makes a great composer. Yeah. Not only the best composer, but the best director.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the composer, Piotr and I were just doing an interview and talked about this very subject where, you know, the first director of any show, it has to be the composer. And for Verdi, he's the greatest director.
Isn't it great that these guys, like Mozart, like Verdi, I put the Bizet of Carmen in there, were men of the theater first.
Oh, yes.
Which makes them as composers even more remarkable as composers.
I agree.
But just really understood theater from the inside out.
Not only that, they understand voices from the inside out. There's something very, very telling in these works that all great composers of opera are able to understand how to use the voice to its very best effect. To not just show off the voice, but to show off the character.
Yeah.
To create a character. And for roles like Azucena and certainly Ulrika, there's so much meat there, you know. And I love singing Ulrika because it is such a compact role, and because she gets to do everything that a really great Verdi character gets to do. Sing a terrific aria,
Yep.
and be in at least one, if not more, terrific ensembles. And the final ensemble of Act One has got to be one of the most exciting ensembles in all of opera. I mean, and I said to my colleagues the other day, if you want somebody to really understand and really love opera, sit them in the middle of this chorus.
Oh, yeah.
Sit them in the middle of this, and they will understand the complexity, the excitement, hearing so many different ideas from so many different characters told in so many different ways, and it all comes together in this glorious
I think especially about Ballo. Maybe just because it's so obvious, and he wanted it to be obvious, but it is rhythmically so vital.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
There are things that happen in it rhythmically that you don't hear in some of the other Verdi operas. There's always something interesting going on in Verdi, but it's very special.
Piotr was just talking about the same thing with you just an hour ago. We were talking about this. It's a very specific, extremely delineated writing. And it says something about the character. If somebody chooses to dot a rhythm, it's not because it's arbitrary. It means something.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's a great joy and a great pleasure to be as specific as Verdi is.
Yeah.